What's up, guys? Welcome back to part 2 of the Dungeon Master's Guide review. We're going to be talking about adventuring, experience, random encounters, villains, starting your adventure, ending your adventure, or at least climaxing your adventure. And what are you wearing?
There's don't do finger guns. The gauntlets. They're contextual.
Yeah, sure.
Gazebo.
It is. That's the art of the gazebo here, attacking the adventurous party. So flipping to the first page here, talks about published adventures and how those would go, and it has just a very brief overview of beginning, middle, and end of your adventure, types of adventure. Has this really cool dungeon goal and wilderness goal table. Are you familiar at all with this?
I can see it from here, which means yes.
Alright, so let me just pick one here. Give me a number from 1 to 20.
20.
Give me
No, 17.
Okay.
Yeah, I like 17.
Dungeon goal. Win a bet or complete a rite of passage by surviving in the dungeon for a certain amount of time. So that's a goal you could have.
Yeah. To make your characters go to the dungeon. Bet you can't do it. Do it, you won't.
How about a wilderness goal? 1 to 19.
4.
Arrive at a destination without being seen by the villain's forces.
Yeah.
So, a couple of goals there. And then I'm not going to go, but there's a whole bunch. There's other goals. It has interesting stuff for identifying important NPCs, whether they're patrons or allies or villains. Adventure villains. So give me a number 1 to 20.
7.
Undead with any agenda.
What does it mean? Only your adventurers will find out.
True. Next up, the location details are sort of on you. Find out the ideal introduction. That's interesting, because rather than everybody meets in a bar. So
that's cool.
Number 1 to 12.
1. 2. 2.
While traveling in the wilderness, the characters notice the entrance to an adventure location.
Oh.
So, I guess you would potentially be like, everybody's coming and they're all like, oh crap, a cave. And you hope that your characters are like, well, maybe we should go in the cave.
From the cave you hear a screaming baby who sounds like it has lots of gold. I guess the good characters and the greedy characters.
Alright, next up we got consider the ideal climax. 1 to 12. Give me a number.
9.
The dungeon begins to collapse while the adventurer faces the main villain who attempts to escape in the chaos.
Look at that.
That's a pretty good way to, hit the
They got options
peak.
for you people.
Then they have event-based adventures, choosing different kinds of events and options for that. Goals for the events, which is kind of cool, finding keys for things and unlocking doors and chasing down villains.
It's just really, really well fleshed out and listed ideas for your campaign to get your campaign going, to finish your adventure. All this, just really cool stuff that can add a lot to your campaign.
Yeah, they've got a whole section for running mysteries, or not essentially a mystery-based campaign, but, adding mystery to that, adding intrigue, villains. Here's a whole list about framing, like setting up a framing event for the characters to do. Complications, moral quandaries, twists to the story. Here's a whole thing about side quests. And then a piece about creating an encounter, an actual encounter itself, creating a combat encounter. As we mentioned, there's the XP threshold by character that tells you the easy, medium, hard, or deadly difficult of an encounter. And then all the math associated with that.
Yeah. Multipliers
for number of characters, magic items, spells, things like that. Multiple encounters. They have the experience, adventuring day experience, which I think is an interesting table. So, assuming typical adventuring conditions and average luck, most adventuring parties can handle about 6 to 8 medium or hard encounters in a day. If the adventure has more easy encounters, it'll be different. For each character in the party, use the Adventuring Day XP table to determine how much experience that character is expected to earn in a day. Add together the values of all party members to get a total for the party's Adventuring Day. This provides a rough estimate of the adjusted XP value for encounters the party can handle before the character will need to take a long rest. So if you are a 12th level character, you can be expected to earn about 11,500 experience a day.
You should be able to handle that noise. Handle it.
And in general, just a little comment here on short rests. In general, over the course of a full adventuring day, the party will likely need to take 2 short rests, about 1/3 and about 2/3 through the day.
Wow.
So,
I'm taking it easy on you guys.
I feel like the problem with our group is they don't take advantage of the healing for the short rest encounter.
Well, yeah, but I don't give you...
I mean, look at this table, the adventuring thing.
Yeah, I feel like you guys are getting off easy.
I mean, the pre-written, it's also a function of the pre-written campaign.
I think you're getting off easy. I'm going to make it harder now.
Add more stuff. But don't forget to reward us for the more stuff you add.
Definitely.
It has how to set up a random encounter table, which is nice.
Yeah.
And then they give a default random encounter table here, a Sylvan Forest encounter, which is interesting because it's through 20, but it's roll a D12 plus a D8 rather than a D20.
So, yeah. So it's really a D19.
Yeah. So
they just don't have a 1.
Give me a number. 1 to 20.
Can I actually pick 20?
2 to 20, I guess.
No, 10.
That would be 2d4 Elven Scouts. 1 scout carries a horn and can use its action to blow it. If the horn blown within the forest, roll on this table again. If the result indicates a monster encounter, the indicated monster or monster arrives in 1d4 minutes. New arrivals other than gnolls, hyenas, owlbears, and displacer beasts are friendly towards the scouts.
Oh.
It's a pretty interesting table.
Yeah.
I like it. 20 was a unicorn.
Yeah. I remember that.
Then we have NPCs. That's part of this.
Yeah.
So this kind of gets... You could go really into the weeds on the NPCs.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are the NPCs' abilities? Like, or what are they? How does that determine how they are? What do they look like? There's a very generic thing like missing teeth, missing fingers, exceptionally beautiful, exceptionally ugly. What kind of talents do your NPC have? Are they really good at singing? Or perhaps they play a musical instrument.
Yeah.
Then you can get mannerisms. Give me 1 to 20.
4.
They slur their words, lisps, or stutter.
That's fun.
So
I like that.
But then you can also get to the point of things like all the stuff that we talked about for the background, ideals, traits, bonds, flaws. They have all of that for the NPCs. Like your NPC could be, they could have a shameful or scandalous history.
Aww.
They talk about how to make NPC party members, like if you create an NPC that needs to travel with the group for one reason or another. Then they have the hirelings table, patrons, and then they have the villains table. Do you want to talk about the villains table?
Yeah, villain table, it's really cool. It has a lot of different possibilities for what your villain's trying to do, why your villain's trying to do it, how they're trying to do it. It can be really cool. The one problem that we found with the villains table is sometimes it's not that villainous. We rolled on it once ever.
Yeah.
And what we got was there was a villain who was trying to get back at you for the death of a loved one, and his methods for getting that was spreading rumors. So our villain. Can you see the sarcastic air quotes? I can't tell in the gauntlets.
Maybe probably.
Yeah, sarcastic air quotes. It was a dude who lost a loved one to the adventure party and was talking smack. It's not really a villain. It's kind of reasonable.
Like a guy, yeah.
You seem to have some points.
All right, so give me one. We'll make a villain right now.
Make a villain right now. I'll go get big dice.
Oh. This is the problem with the gauntlet gag.
Well, I can't. Why? I got him. I know I'm rolling.
All right, you need a D8. Yeah.
I'm gonna get it.
This is the problem with the big gauntlet gag.
Yeah, well, I got big dice. No, I'm gonna roll it. 7.
Revenge, the D4. 4. So, what the villain wants revenge to retrieve stolen property and punish the thief.
Okay.
Roll a D20.
Crushed it. 20.
20. Warfare. This is their method. Warfare. Now roll a D6. 5. A rebellion. So their methods is warfare by staging a rebellion.
He's trying to get his stuff
to
back.
retrieve stolen property and punish the thief.
Ah.
Star Wars.
Yeah, Star Wars.
Basically Star Wars. We are staging a rebellion to gain back our freedom, which was stolen by the Empire.
Sure.
Oh wait, ow! There's another one.
There's another one.
There's their weakness.
Oh no!
Here.
Yeah, just I'm gonna lose the gauntlets.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
I'm getting stabbed by Chads.
This guy. So hurry up, because you gotta roll your.
Help me take them off.
God, you pain in the ass.
I don't want to. I don't have thumbs. I can't just. Yeah, that's it. Just tug on them. Just. Oh yeah, that was
Be
good.
an adult.
Wait.
Roll a d8.
3.
His weakness: the villain is weakened in the presence of a particular artifact.
Oh.
So the artifact would be the last of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Luke
Yeah.
weakening Vader
Oh.
to then slay the Emperor. Next up is the villainous class options, which is sort of disappointing to me because the death domain they have listed as a villainous class option, but they also have the death domain listed in the player's handbook and some of the deities that have the death domain. And it doesn't seem to me personally like it is inherently evil.
No, it seemed alright.
I'd
be a Death Domain Cleric.
And they have the Paladin Oathbreaker, which is more evil than, say, a regular Paladin, obviously. So my problem with it is it's someone that breaks their oath.
Yeah.
But the difference between a Devotion Paladin and a Vengeance Paladin is very different. A Vengeance Paladin is someone that wants to slay evil, by killing people, and a Devotion Paladin is somebody who's more traditional Paladin and wants to, protect the good. I mean, within reason.
Yeah.
But what I don't like is breaking your oath between, breaking your oath one way or another they're very different things that would qualify to do that.
Yeah.
And then they all are this same undead summoning Oathbreaker.
Yeah.
And it's like, maybe the Devotion Paladin killed someone that they probably should have just reprimanded. And that, or they failed to protect the weak by one reason or another.
Or the Vengeance Paladin spared someone.
Yeah.
That would be breaking his oath, and then that would lead him to summon.
Right, and
zombies.
both of or even the Ancient's Paladin decided to not, celebrate the light and somehow embraced or whatever the official
Burn down an evil forest.
Right, something to that effect. But they all funnel you into this Oathbreaker Paladin, which is like flat out evil. I summon undead. Undead around me do more damage.
Bad.
Which is good if you're summoning them, but
Yeah.
bad for, And I don't know, personal grievance with me is I think it should have been 3 different Oathbreakers. A Devotion Paladin breaks their oath, they become like this. Ancient's Paladin breaks their oath, they become like this. Personal complaint, but
Yeah.
I don't think that's unfounded. And from what I've seen, the internet seems to agree with me on that. So environments next up.
No.
I think we actually just ran potentially through the next 2.
I think we did. What's next?
Next up here is adventuring environments.
Oh. You doing that yet?
Encounters,
I can't
NPCs, villains, villain rolling table, and environment and traps. So, alright, why don't we end this one here, and we'll just do the environment and trap building, focus a little bit more on that.
Sweet.
In the third part. So, that's it guys, for NPC creation, villains, and the like.
So get on it.